Do you know what are the main causes of depression? Why is it that more and more people are feeling depressed nowadays, even though we have access to everything? The main medical explanation is that it's because of a chemical imbalance in our brain, and that's why drugs and antidepressants are prescribed. But if you know someone who is depressed, you probably know that for most of them, it's not enough. Being on drugs can be helpful at first, but then it's not enough. So in this video, we are going to cover main causes of depression, because when drugs are not enough, we have to dig deeper. Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back on my channel. And remember, if you want to get all the tips about how to overcome your challenges and live a better life every day, please feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I post a video every week. We live in a world today that, especially with social media, everything seems to be perfect and people are just displaying perfect aspects of their lives. And I was quite shocked to realize that actually a lot of people don't feel that good and are actually feeling down. And I want to talk about depression, so it might be a light depression or a severe depression, because I find it very interesting. And in my training actually that I'm following to becoming a therapist, obviously I have to learn more about depression. So what I'm about to talk is coming from Marissa Peer and also from Joan Hari. You can check them out on YouTube. And it's also something that I'm interested about because I had some periods in my life when I felt depressed and I didn't really know why. So I was looking for the answer and for reasons. And I want to share with you guys today what I've learned. Okay, let's dive in. But first of all, I want to make a quick disclaimer. I'm not saying that drugs are useless and that we should avoid medication. It's certainly useful for people. But for some people, drugs aren't enough. And that's why we have to dig deeper and to understand what's underneath. Because I know some people that took drugs and it helped them at first, but then the depressed feelings came back. So I just believe that in the case where drugs aren't enough, other options should be proposed because it's a much deeper problem. And I believe that depression is not just one single problem in your brain, but it's rather it's more a problem with many causes. The first main cause of depression is harsh, critical, hurtful, negative self-talk. Imagine you have a roommate and he's very critical. He's following you all day long and he's saying very mean things to you. I bet that it would be really hard to feel good, right? And that you wouldn't stay with that person for very long. But the problem is that for depressed people, this critical guy is inside their head. And I've never seen a depressed people like being depressed and at the same time having positive thoughts like everything's gonna be okay or I feel good. No, it's more stuff like I'm a loser, I can't get that right, I will never make it. So it's very, very important that every time you catch yourself saying stuff like that, like very mean and hurtful things to you, you have to stop, because it's really playing a major role in being depressed. And actually it makes me think about something. It's that, you know, the most critical people that we meet and that can be really, really annoying are actually the most critical with themselves. So it's a good thing to remember that it's not to take personally, but that person who is really critical with you is even more critical with himself. So that's a good thing to remember. The second main cause of depression is not following your heart desire. It's not having purpose or meaning. Because Marissa and Johan gave a pretty good example about that. And one of them was a guy who wanted to be a vet, but he couldn't go to med school. So he was really frustrated and depressed. But as soon as he started to work with animals, the minute he did that, his life started to improve. And it's actually quite simple, but it's so easy to be trapped in our day-to-day life, you know, just paying the bills, going to work, that we just give up on our dreams. We just give up doing something that we really like, that gives us energy. And so I would really encourage you to, even if it's just for 5 minutes per day or even per week, but if you want to do something, just do it, even if it has no purpose, even if the result is bad, just do it because you want to do it. And the question that you can ask yourself is, think about a time in your life when you were experiencing meaning and purpose, when you were doing something that was bringing you meaning and purpose. And ask yourself, what can you do to do more of it, to bring more meaning and purpose in your life? It's really important, and it's the second main reason why people are depressed. The third and final main cause of depression is the lack of connection. Because we used to live in tribes, and what made us special is that our special ability to be able to bond, to cooperate. It was not because we were bigger or faster than any other species. It was really because we were able to create communities and cooperate together. But today, we live on social media. We don't have that much of human interaction, in real life. And we could stay at home until 80 years old and reach it. Like, we could have food delivered, and we could not see anyone for 40 years, and we will not die of it. But back in the time, we would die if we weren't surrounded by people. And Marissa said that she went to Africa and she witnessed a lot of intense poverty, but not a lot of depression. And the reason is because they have communities. The more of a community you have, the less depression you have. And so I really encourage you to find a tribe. And when I reflect back on my own life, the moment when I'm really feeling good is that where I'm sharing with people, when I'm really feeling connected. So to find a tribe, to find a group of people, you have to share, you have to feel connection, and you have to be vulnerable. And so a good place to start is down here in the comments. Just share your story and try to discuss with people. So that's it. If I have to sum up real quick, so remember that depression is not only due to a chemical imbalance in your brain, and actually, in some cases, it might not be the case at all. The first main cause for depression is the critical negative self-talk. The second one is the lack of meaning, of purpose. It's not following your heart desire. And the last one is the lack of connection. So that's it. I really hope you got some value from the video, that you enjoyed it, because I certainly did. I enjoyed shooting it and I enjoyed researching the topic for it. So if you liked it, let me know by liking the video, subscribing, or letting me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you a lot for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.